Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a review of the Star Wars Black Series action figure of Ahsoka from Star Wars Rebels. As a fan of Ahsoka Tano and collecting 6-inch action figures, I am happier than Kylo Ren in a Hot Topic about this figure. See, the Black Series, aside from a Battlefront figure, has mostly been about movie figures, but now we finally get something from Rebels, and I like that we're getting Ahsoka because she's freaking awesome. And this figure is really solid. Just look at her outfit, just the general boots and the pants and like the whole waist belt area, her torso, her head. As far as designs go, it's great. Like you can just see like where the sleeve opens up and you can see her skin through the thing there, the hole there. The way the sleeves open up at the top. The wrinkling of the elbow fabric area, the little arm cuffs there. Not only is the paint good between the silver and like the burgundy, but the little yellow dots are good. The sculpt and paint of her belt around her waist and the little waist pads, her butt pads, the silver paint around them, all really, really solid. Even the fabric of just like her little greenish brownish torso top looks good. Then you get to her skirt, which has fabric, which normally I don't like, but it's so minimal. It's just in this one area you can barely kind of notice it compared to the rest of the figure, and at least it allows you to move her legs forward and back without getting stopped by a hard plastic piece, so I get that. The boots look great though, and I love that the double knee joint still includes this little section in the front as part of the boot, so it still kind of blends in well, but the separation between the yellow and the green is good. And you still get like a ball jointed ankle underneath the edge of her boot, so this is a great sculpt and a good mix with articulation. That's really, really solid work at the ankle joint there. My only gripe, if I have one, is her head articulation. Because there is the joint at the bottom of the neck and the ball joint inside the head, and none of it really matters because her like tentacles limit her head from turning to the side and going forward and back. Can't even really do it. So there's no real head articulation to speak of, but the articulation at the arms, good range of motion at the shoulders. There is no bicep cut with this, but the elbow does have 360-degree rotation. You got the hinge at the wrist that goes up and down, and the other one over here goes side to side. And I love when they include one of each. I think that's really, really awesome, aside from the swivel at the wrist. And then her torso has really good range of motion too. And there is a, I thought there was a, yeah, there's a bicep, not a bicep, a mid-thigh cut at the very, very top of her thigh. So pretty good range of motion there. She comes with 2 accessories. They're her lightsabers, and I like that they are accurate to how they are in the show. They're like white bladed, so these as accessories have really, really, really light blue blades, so that's cool. And then we'll go for a closer look as far as like the length of them. They included the shorter one, which is accurate. I'm glad that they paid attention to the details of what her lightsabers are as far as the curved hilt and the shorter blade on the other one. Details on them are kind of minimal, but I do like the black paint and the sculpt here. And they look pretty good. And the blades do come out from the hilt, so they can rest on her hip. And here they are resting on the hooks that are like part of the figure on the hips. And I gotta say, the sabers do look pretty good. What also looks good to me is the head. Now this particular head that I have has some wonky paint, nothing drastic, but you could see her lip color has some dots just below her mouth. But I think they did a great job getting the white lines across her orange face. My lips look good. The eyeballs are pretty piercing, but I like the blue color, and the black dots are nice and even. And the tentacles look good. The blue and white in particular looks really good. Her headdress looks nice. The tentacle going down the back is really well painted. And it's kind of hard to see, but there is some light texturing going on here. I think they did a really good job kind of achieving this little light kind of leathery wrinkle to her skin. It's subtle, but it's there, and I like it's not beating you over the face, but it is there if you look for it, and I like that texturing has been included. Now, if you're watching this and you're unfamiliar with Ahsoka, she has a unique fighting style where she holds the lightsabers backwards, and this wrist joint in particular I think is really helpful when it comes to holding that and not having it stick out and be all wonky. Especially having that little hinge there really does allow it to have some good placement. Especially if you're going to put her like in a little fighting pose, you can get, a decent positioning where at least the lightsaber looks somewhat natural and not just like sticking out all weird and awkward. I think this figure is just, like, it's almost, I want to say, superb. Considering how sometimes they've kind of dropped the ball lately with the series, I think the sculpting and the paint on this Ahsoka figure is just great. I love it. Thanks for watching, folks.